All right, so here we are. It's the next day, and things are right where I left them, which is, disheveled. And now I'm going to route it out for the truss rod. So we're going to put the truss rod in there, and I've got the markings for my support rods, so I'm going to put those. Now, the one that came off had 2 truss rods. Now, here's an old question for you, and you guys please leave me comments if anybody really knows. Has experience with it, and I'm not talking about those of you who have maybe made one and put them in, but the one that came off here was a dual truss rod neck, and what I'm doing is I'm doing a single. Now we're extending the scale length on this guitar, and I'm still only going to use a single. It's an 8-string guitar. It's going to be a longer scale, and I'm going with the single truss rod. So leave in the comments what you think, because I'm thinking I haven't made a lot of 8 strings, not like I've based my whole career, but I've made a lot of baritones, and I've made a lot of 7 strings now, and I have made 8 string. I've got another one. Ian's going to be 8 string, and this one's going to be 8 string, and I'm single truss rod. These carbon fiber rods, I'll tell you what, if you can move, first of all, this is hard maple. If you can move that, good luck to you. And we're going with the D cut on that thing, so it's going to be pretty chunky. Not necessarily in the back, but all that weight's going to be distributed along the sides of it, and that's where these guys come in. Now, yeah, I'm thinking single truss rod's going to work, but again, I don't know everything there is to know. That's for sure. I'm constantly learning, so you guys correct me. Tell me you think I'm an idiot or not. I'm fine with that. That's cool. And that's that. So let me get that going. I'm going to give you guys high-speed footage because, again, this is not Vernon's guitar. We're on something else, and we got to get it done, get it out of the way. The reason why I'm doing that is, again, the clamps are available. So I want to get it to the point where I'm clamping on the, what do they call these things? Fingerboards. Yeah, fingerboards, fretboards. Anyway, yeah, that's what they're called. For those of you who left a comment earlier saying I'm an idiot, yeah, okay. So let me get that done, get that clamped up, get those out of the way, let them cure while I take care of the Vernon's guitar. All right, on topic. So now it's time to make this guitar look like it belongs to the Dude family. So we got to get a little notch back in there. We got to get drop the lower horn a little bit so it's got the curvy part going more down rather than back in. Yeah. And I'm just checking all the alignments, all the fitments for the scale length here, make sure everything works. That's not the fingerboard we're going to use, but that's okay. Yeah, I think we're going to go with 25.5-inch scale, so just kind of throwing a piece of wood there to simulate where the bridge placement's going to be. Make sure everything's going to balance right. And then on the headstock, again, we're not going to do the traditional widened out type headstock. We're actually going to taper it in a little bit more like your modern electric guitars do nowadays. Everybody likes seeing their strings go straight. There it is. So we're calling this now the Naima. And that's going to be the project name for this guitar. Now we just got to get the template itself all cut. Watch what I'm doing here with this bandsaw. Now you see the little wedges there. I just put a little bottom board, a little backing board there. Those little wedges will fall down and they can damage a blade, believe it or not. And now back to Nathaniel's 8-string baritone conversion neck. Yeah, that's right. Getting that thing all ready for that ESP. And what I'm doing here is just making sure that the heel fits before I do all the rest of the shaping. And notice I'm starting on the big chunky block section of it before I even trim it down to size. That way it gives me room for adjustment, because if this doesn't fit, then I'm going to have to adjust it. So here we go. So now let's go ahead and get all the rest of the shaping done. And that's pretty much it. And that's how I do these. Now, again, as you notice, it's a huge big block thing, and I am going to slice that down a little bit, but I am not going to shape it as far as the roundedness of the neck. Not going to do that until we get the frets in. So I'd still like to have a nice hard block there. It helps me press the frets in. You'll see do that if you haven't seen me do it on previous videos. And again, I'm just making sure that it fits down in there really well. Everything looks pretty. Yes. All right, well, let's do the rest of the shaping. So back to the bandsaw we go. And that's pretty much how I do it. I do almost every neck this way, and that's pretty much it. Then we get it all shaped down as far as the actual thickness or thereabouts to what it's going to be before we carve it, and then make sure that the fretboard is all nice in shape. And then we're going to throw a radius on it. Now, you'll probably see that one on the next video. It's pretty cool. You want to check that out. So if you are a subscriber, great. You'll probably get notification, but you'll definitely get notification if you hit that bell button. That will let you know when the next video is, because you'll want to see how I'm radiusing fretboards now. I've got a really cool tool. You'll definitely want to see that. I'm not kidding. Come on back. I'm going to radius a few fretboards all at the same time on that video. So we've made the decision here that this is definitely going to be the top of that guitar. Now, that's going to give us a little bit of a hurdle. Let me go get the mahogany and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now again, this mahogany is absolutely beautiful, and we don't need to put a top on it. But, you know, we're trying to make a one-of-a-kind instrument that should have some heirloom qualities to it. Something that's will be around forever. And I think, even though I could go with this, I mean, look at all that. Never mind this. This is all from the planer, so it will be sanded. Even though that would look beautiful, this is beautifuler. More beautiful? Okay, so as you can see, we've got a different complication now, because I mean, we've got this good 1/4 inch gap, so I can't just glue this straight on top. What I need to do is set it in. So the level of the neck and the fretboard area is going to be, the fretboard is going to be on top of the guitar top. So this decorative top will be right under the fretboard where it attaches here. Neck's going to be at a slight angle, about a 3.5, 4 degree pitch, and that's going to work. But if you can see right here, that doesn't work. So what I need to do is set this in. I like to, whenever I glue tops on, I like to not cut the top first, not cut the bottom first. And that way it gives me a little room to work with. However, I'm going to have to do that to cut the shape at least a little bit. I might cut it rough and leave it about a 1/4 inch wide. That way, the reason being is because when you glue it down, you clamp it down, you just get a nice cleaner edge later. So that's what I'm going to want to do. Yeah, so this is going to be a fun little deal. Either way, it's no matter how I look at it, this is going to be a really beautiful guitar. All right, so here we are the next day, and we are cutting. We are making this thing going to be shaped like a guitar and all that jazz. Hey, what do you know? Look at this thing. Look at it. It's just a monster trying to work it around this 14-inch bandsaw. It's just crazy, especially in this teeny tiny shop. I mean, there's even a section here you'll see I'll bump the camera with it because there's just no room. It's crazy, crazy big, crazy huge. Here we go. Look at that. Yeah. Don't try this at home, folks. Go to your friend's garage. Well, what do you know? It's starting to look like a guitar. Man. What a mess in here. What a mess. Fortunately, there's enough chunk here to make to work on the body out of. So, not like we wasted wood. As a matter of fact, if anything, seems like very little waste. Yeah. We'll see what that does, but yeah, very little waste. Pretty happy with it. Yeah. This is going to look good. You can see I had to rearrange the furniture. I had to pull the bandsaw out from the wall a little bit. This thing was too long. And everything here is all disheveled. I think what we need to do now is get it all sanded all to the same level. This is a little bit higher yet. So we get this sanded to the same level. And what I really want to do is put a little pitch. So it's going to drop down just a scotch. And then we could come in with the template. I still have to clean up the template just a little bit. Not a lot, but this right here is nice and straight, but this one isn't. So I've got to clean that up, get that nice and straight, make sure the taper is just perfect. Still have to design the headstock a bit, but you know, there's plenty of time for that. And headstocks are headstocks. But that is going to look pretty cool, I think. Leave comments, tell me what you think. Maybe you've seen an Instagram post recently that I posted up. I ran a bunch of fretboards through my fret saw sled and slotted them. What I do is I slot them for a 30-inch because some folks want up to 30-inch. I do a lot of baritones lately. And by doing this, it allows me to run, for instance, if this was a 30-inch, that would be the 0 fret or the nut. This is the 12th fret. So this is 30-inch. That would be an N nut. This is basically, this is the way the F scale works. So you've got 30-inch here. Here you got 28.5-inch. Here you've got 27-inch. Here you got 25.5. You see how it goes? And that's how it works. What that does, that allows me to pre-slot the fretboards, have them ready to go. So that way now, if I count this as 0 for 25.5, I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you see how that works? And this is 25.5. So it gets you close enough to running different scale lengths. And I've got one fretboard already cut. So all I've got to do is pull out what the fretboard that the customer is asking for, wenge, and then slice it depending on how it should be. Pretty cool, I think. Okay, so basically, here's where the bridge is going to go. All right, so you can see the slope that we're going at right now puts us just above the ebony there. That puts us right up there, and that gives us pretty good action. Whew. Turn that fan off. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, kids, I am tired. I am haggard. I'm shot, gone, spoiled, wasted, toast. Done. What a day. I thought I was going to get to mounting the neck. You know, I thought I was going to finish routing around the edges too. But, yeah, it's a little after 8 now, and I am done. This is calling it a night. I mean, this has been a long Sunday. Yep, I said Sunday. I'm working every day a week right now, and it's just done. You know, Sunday 8-ish, time to go sit and do nothing for a while. See, watch TV with the kids, something. Anything but this. This is, yeah. Wow. So that's it for tonight, and what can I say, you know? Thanks for checking it out. This is another episode with Naima, and come back for the next episode, see how much further along we can get. I'm going to have all this all routed to the shape. You know, I may or may not get footage on that. I'll just probably high speed and just run it through real quickly. It's the same process, except now I don't have the template to follow. This is the guide for the bearing, and you just work your way down. Anyway, if you haven't seen it before, I've done it on many other guitars, and I'm not the only guy. So I didn't invent the process. There's a lot of guys who do it better than me probably anyway. But that's all it there, and you know, this thing is really pretty, and it's coming out pretty slim too, which I really like, because we had to drop down into the wood to drop the top. To keep from having to put a surrogate on the neck. I mean, it's just going to be awesome. And yeah, so I got a route for the truss rod. I am putting a truss rod in, even though with the nylon string you don't have to. If anything, I could probably just put support beams in there. But I want something that's going to be adjustable, and that's why I'm putting in a traditional truss rod with an Allen wrench, so that if somewhere down the road you should need to adjust it, you can, because you just never know with guitars. It's wood. It's a hunk of wood. It's, you know, and not only that, but it's all one hunk. So it's not like I bought a special wood for the neck and did anything special. It's not a 3 or a 5 piece like I normally do. It's a single piece. And so you just never know what's going to happen to that wood. So it's nice to have a truss rod to adjust to those changes. But yeah, so I'm putting that in. So I've still got a route for that. Otherwise, I could have just glued the fretboard on right now. But I am going to route for the truss rod. And I don't want to glue the fretboard on yet till I get it all to shape, because it's going to be a lot easier without that thing in the way. I'm mumbling. I'm rambling. I need to go. All right? Thanks again for tuning in to Dudecraft Guitars. If you haven't already, please click the like, subscribe button, share this with friends, make a comment, leave a comment. Even if your comment is just say, I left you a comment and you're going to leave me alone about it now, that's fine. I'll take that comment, because I don't know if you guys understand how this whole YouTube algorithm goes, but you know, of course, now that I said that, there's probably a bot that's going to now jinx me from any of the algorithm goodies, because I said, you know, YouTube algorithm. And I just said it again. But anyway, leave a comment, please share, like, subscribe, all the yada, yada, yada. Have a good night, you know.